Okay, let's go. Zach Choi leaks DM after seeing what Nikocado Avocado did to Stephanie Soo. If I remember, I saw this briefly. It's not like a content creator I follow. And just like time to time, I saw someone briefly talking about it, and I just read like the titles as usual. If I remember, she was feeling like he was a predator or something, and he was forcing her to do I don't know what, and she was feeling insecure. The whole situation was probably drama farming, and he was playing violin and he stopped violin, become fat, and recently he lost weight. That's all the information I have about him. And he was acting weird, and after that he was saying like it was just an experiment. I have no idea if it was an experiment or he was just like he was losing his mind. Anyway, let's start.
Nikocado Avocado defends himself after Stephanie Soo's video, and people aren't happy with his response. Please do not send any hate to Nikocado Avocado, Stephanie Soo, Zach Choi, or anyone else involved in this story. This video is simply meant to report on the news and give some insight on the situation. Also, this is the first part on the situation.
Situation is big.
Stephanie Soo responds, and Veronica Wang gets involved in the second part of the series. Please
wait, the Nikocado verse is expanding here, and I don't know who is who. Okay, I know that he was eating with that other chick. So who was the girl sitting? And the guy that leaked the DM, who is he? Let's find out in this episode.
Please wait until the end of the series before forming your opinion on what happened. On December 21st, Stephanie uploaded a video titled...
Wait, is this the girl that do react videos also? If it's the case, I don't like her content.
Why I am scared of Nikocado Avocado. She said she felt like Nikocado Avocado was using his platform to her.
I feel like I've been manipulated by fear.
Ah yes, it's her. So she was a mukbang creator, or she has two channels? It's her that do some kind of documentaries, react or whatever with her husband or something. Like a lot of people told me to watch her content, but I can't. Like it's not for me. Something on her videos, like just it's not for me. That's all I have.
That I can't say no to him.
Stephanie said Nikocado still had...
Imagine being bullied by this. Just imagine. You are afraid of this.
Unresolved business with the infamous mukbang drama in January 2019.
Holy shit, that was a very long time ago.
Mukbang YouTuber Veronica Wang was highly disliked after unfairly targeting parody channel Shukbang. To summarize, Stephanie and Veronica used to be friends and filmed a mukbang video together. Shukbang created a parody video of their collab, making fun of how greedy Veronica appears over food. Veronica took the joke...
You should not mess with that. Respectfully saying it with those bitches because they are very salty. Veronica Wong exposed copyright strike
seriously, and
but why did they said she is cheap? Like she don't like to pay food or what?
Falsely copyright striked Shukbang's videos. Stephanie Soo, on the other hand, thought Shukbang's video was funny.
Wait.
Shukbang reached out to Nikocado
I feel like I just been through.
Okay. For help, and Nikocado put Veronica on blast for
Wait, let me change my audio setting. Start hearing some crack.
targeting Shukbang. For more details on the drama, you can watch our old video on this
Mukbang drama with Veronica Wang and Sass ASMR force Shukbang to reveal identity.
situation, which will be linked below.
She's as toxic as she look.
Stephanie said she spoke with Nick through DMs for the first time during the mukbang drama in 2019. Nick asked her to share her side of the story about Veronica.
He wanted me to make a video on my side of the story. I had told him that I wasn't involved. I don't think I need to make a video. It was just back and forth with that.
After the drama passed, Nick reached out to collab a couple times. Stephanie declined because the drama...
I wonder what's their collab messages is. For example, when I want to collab with another person in the VTubing sphere, I'm like, hello, I plan to do, for example, this game. Will you want to join? There will be this person, it's going to be this time at this time. But for mukbang creators, what they are like, hey, I have like a coupon for 100 chicken wings. Would you want to collab to eat that? Like, since their, I would say, job is eating, they should surely have like some weird conversation. Hey, You wanna come over Saturday for a collab eating pizza?
Was too fresh. Instead, sometime later, Stephanie set up a group dinner off camera with Nick and Zach Choi. Stephanie admitted to talking about Veronica during the dinner.
Obviously, the conversation did lead to Shukbang and Veronica.
But overall, Stephanie left the dinner feeling positive about Nick.
He even opened up to me first, which made me feel really good. I felt like, oh wow, he trusts me. I left with a very warm feeling of just, hey, he's nice. We started continuing our friendship through text.
Stephanie said she was comfortable enough to share a personal experience with Nick.
I ended up opening up. I was in my own home. It was somebody that I had to let into my home. It's kind of just shattered any sort of security.
Wait, he did it? Nick did it? What the fuck?
Sort of security that I felt at home prior.
Oh, that's fucked up. Okay.
Eventually, Stephanie decided to do a YouTube group collab with Nick and Zach Choi.
This collab is worth like $20 of instant noodles and some sesame seed and hot sauce.
This past December. The trio planned a 3-day collab so they could each have a video to upload on their YouTube channels. The first video for Stephanie's channel went well, but the second video for Nick's channel made Stephanie uncomfortable. The trio were discussing what to talk about during the mukbang. Nick brought up a topic Stephanie suggested the day before.
Nick said it very assertively, we're gonna talk about Veronica and we're gonna spill all the tea.
However, Stephanie explained there was a misunderstanding.
Okay.
And so I was immediately like, no. And then he went, but why did you tell me yesterday that you wanted to then? I said, oh no, like I don't mind addressing Shukbang, but that's it. And he just got silent. And I couldn't help but feel like he was really upset by that.
Then the trio...
Okay, question, was he upset because he discovered that she was a hypocrite? Or he really wanted to shit talk about Veronica and he was expecting her, I don't know her name, Stephanie, remember? She didn't want to be on his side. Because I need to know this kind of information to judge them efficiently and give my shit opinions.
Nick brought up Shukbang, but Stephanie decided not to speak about it.
The way he went about it was just so almost like an interrogation. I kept trying to show him I'm uncomfortable. I kept trying to lighten the mood with jokes. I had these baby wipes in front of me and I kept wiping him every time he got too serious to just kind of play it off.
Nick didn't take the hint.
Bro had a mission. He wanted to shit talk about Veronica, that's it. He didn't see any hint. He was like, today I want croissant. And the croissant is shit talking about Veronica, that's it.
And suddenly overstepped their agreement by bringing up Veronica.
It increasingly went from Shukbang, maybe the first 2 sentences, into Veronica.
Yeah, well, this is also a kind of asshole move. Why would you agree to shit talk about someone and not the other? I understand that Veronica is your friend. But if you don't like to, if you have some kind of boundaries, you should have it over everything, not just your friends.
Even though Stephanie tried to steer away from the conversation, Nick still persisted.
He started twisting my words, and he started saying things like, if only you guys knew what she told me.
Nick implied Veronica did something horrible to Stephanie.
Holy shit.
Said, she is such a strong woman to me. As if I had endured something so horrendous by Veronica. And I almost was like, shoot, do I say like, oh, whoa, it's not that serious. Like, all I did was go pick up hair dye with her, you know? But then, like, I don't want to disclose all of this.
Stephanie decided to speak about the Veronica hair dye story for the first time.
I was driving around town, like, we were picking up hair dye. She canceled on a video because she wanted to dye her hair again. That was annoying. And I'm sure she has things that she finds so annoying about me.
Stephanie said the story about Veronica had nothing to do with Shukbang.
But none of them had to do with Shukbang. None of them would clarify anything.
So Shukbang just mocked her because she was greedy. Okay, so why are they still very butthurt about this?
About Shukbang, it was just me and Veronica have weird personalities that maybe didn't match perfectly.
Back to the mukbang filming. Stephanie said Nick continued to bring up Veronica.
I had told him about how Veronica, she likes to watch her audio, right? And I just remember telling him, like, I was a little bit more cautious during her collabs on her channel because I was watching the audio peaks because I have a very high-pitched, loud voice. And he insinuated that, remember what you told me this thing that she made you do where she put this, disgusting. As if it was something so horrendous that Veronica did to me.
Stephanie implied she felt manipulated.
And at that moment, I freaked out, and again, I wanted to defend myself by sharing my story, which is, I think, what he wanted.
Okay, it's kinda interesting, but not as some deep drama. It's more like high school drama with rich people.
But I just remember saying, oh my god, you make it sound like I was... It felt like he was putting words into my mouth.
The mukbang collab was uncomfortable for Stephanie.
He didn't care how I felt. It went on for 30 minutes. And it just felt so personal.
So they make YouTube videos, okay? If they agree that they had to do 3 days, 3 videos, okay? Each for each member. There is Nick, her, and the other dude. She could like stop the video. Like, why did they continue? I don't know. 1 hour of filming if it was uncomfortable.
Also brought up how uncomfortable she was filming
Because it's not live. Like, she can be like, bro, no, shut the fuck up. I don't want to talk about this. Either you go away or you change topic.
the third mukbang for Zach's channel. She implied Nick was trying to get her to talk about Veronica again.
At the end of the ASMR, because it was a whispering one, Nick turned to me and he said,
Bro have like determination. He didn't want to drop the drama at all.
is there anything else you'd like to say? And I just remember feeling so gutted. Like my heart had dropped to the ground because I thought it was going to be another interrogation.
After the 2 collabs were filmed, Stephanie questioned herself.
Half of me being like, why did you do that, Stephanie? That was your fault for misleading him. And then the other part of me was like, it doesn't matter. You were still uncomfortable in the video and he did not care.
That night, Stephanie had a breakdown. She shared security footage of the situation, showing her fiancé comforting her.
Oh, the other dude is the fiancé. Okay.
Stephanie compared her fear of Nick to the fear she had when she was...
I just can't explain this fear. That night I was really pushed into a really dark place that I never thought I would be in again. After everything that's happened in the past, I told myself I would never, ever feel like that again.
However, she insinuated that...
Okay, so Nick, autistic way of asking about Veronica made her feel like she did remember her trauma about SA. But he didn't touch her. He did nothing. Like, probably he was just an asshole. Why she like stick on him the SA allegation? Oh, I felt. Well, it's your feeling.
This breakdown about Nick was worse than her breakdown...
I understand it, but why did it escalate this far? Especially that it is like offline. It's a YouTube video. They can stop it anytime. There are 2, like her and her fiance. If that other dude was her fiance, they could like talk to him and be like, bro, chill. We don't want to talk about this. Either stay silent or just go away. We don't have to like do 3 videos, but whoa.
I had a breakdown and it was unlike any other breakdown I had.
Out of fear of Nick, Stephanie had trouble sleeping.
It had been a really long night and I went to sleep at around 7 a.m. I was in and out of sleep until around 2.
Zach isn't her fiance. Her fiance has a panda mask on him. Oh, okay.
2 p.m.
She ignored text messages from both Nick and Zach. Later, Stephanie called Zach at 2:20 p.m. Then, at 3:29 p.m., she sent a group message to Zach and Nick. She explained she wasn't able to film the last collab for Zach's channel. She told them she had trouble sleeping and was feeling sick. She also said she had to finish up some sponsored videos before the end of the year. Nick texted her, "You just now realized? Stephanie, I've been sitting here for 5 hours. When you were going in and out of sleep, you should have picked up the phone and given me a call, not leave me hanging. You didn't like it when Veronica did that to you. So I'm sorry, I do not understand." Stephanie pointed out Nick's text message was passive-aggressive.
It is passive-aggressive. Like, we understand you feel bad, but you had an agreement. Each person had to have 1 video, and you did yours, so you secured yours, and Zach would not have his stuff, and you didn't tell them, like, probably he took the plane or whatever to come to see you where you are.
a sign of an emotional
It's just like bad communication, and they escalated to like some giga drama.
Stephanie apologized for the miscommunication and explained she was okay talking about mukbang but not Veronica. Nick didn't accept her explanation and said, "Then why did you tell me at your house that you wanted to address it on my channel?" Stephanie gave the same explanation. Then Nick shared another passive-aggressive text. "You already talked to Zach this morning, but ignored me for 5 hours after that. Don't play games." Stephanie apologized for messing up his schedule. Despite the tense mood, Nick asked to reschedule. Stephanie said she had to get back to Nick about a day. Nick sent another passive-aggressive text. Literally at any
I love how every time they talk about him, passive-aggressive, dude is angry. He is an asshole, yes, but still, like...
point in this conversation, you could have resumed with our videos planned for tonight. Please talk to me. Please give me a call. I feel like we need to chat. You only message things to the group chat, but not to me here. This is going to be my last time reaching out for the evening. I'm feeling hurt. Please talk to me, not through Zach. Stephanie said this text message was showing more signs of a manipulative person. She implied he doesn't care about what other people feel and only cares about what he wants. She said he was in
Well, yes. Same as you and others, but still.
invading her personal space with no concern about her. Stephanie did not respond. She said she received 8 missed calls from Nick. Stephanie decided to keep tabs on Nick and checked his social media. She found out that Nick was talking about her online. During their text conversation, Nick wrote on Instagram, "I'm this effing close to making an exposing video. Should I? What the F is wrong with people? So rude, self-serving, and inconsiderate. Making some tea, you guys. You won't believe the audacity."
Okay, I'm starting to switch teams. I start understanding Stephanie. Not about her feelings and stuff, but yes, dude is a very big asshole. But if they were friends, she would know it. Like, he didn't change. He was always like this.
People have, but I have lots of receipts and audio clips. Stephanie clarified that she never consented to any audio clips other than for YouTube collabs. So, if Nick had any private audio of Stephanie, it would have been illegally recorded. This alarmed Stephanie, so she checked her security footage.
And I went
Okay, what did she find?
through all of Saturday when he was at my house. He was here for about 5-ish hours. I used the restroom once. The one time that I did, without letting me know what he was doing, he took multiple pictures inside my house. And then immediately he started looking around at the ceiling. I didn't have any cool light fixtures up there. Just don't know what else would be up there other than security cameras.
Then, Stephanie looked up videos about Nick, scaring herself even more. She found a video of Nick from his recent trip to New York City.
Okay.
Stephanie said a recent video of Nick showed signs of behavior. She said she couldn't ignore this and shared some clips.
And they eat all your food and they leave and you're like, I wasted my time and I scrubbed my for this experience. Because
How can you take someone like this seriously? Like, if I was friend with him, whatever he do, I will be like, yeah, he's like deranged mentally or something. But she accept. Okay. I am having this issue because for me, they are friends since a long time ago. It's not the first time they will collab together or something. They know each other. So if they know each other, she know how he is. Because he is anything but normal.
was nice enough to say, I'll eat whatever you want to eat. Because I'm gonna get sucked. You know, like, okay, I'm gonna bend over because, I'm gonna give you what you want. Or I'm gonna get what I want.
I can't take this seriously. Oh.
And nothing happened. Well, no wonder, dude.
There is too much talking. Where is the eating? Eat!
You're at.
This was supposed to enhance my trip, not make it more frustrating.
But you have to understand where I'm coming from, too. I'm clearly signaling to you, I am ready. I'm not going to just grab it because you will come back and it's gonna be the little Me Too movement.
This behavior changed Stephanie's opinion about Nick.
There is no part of this video that I can stand by and say that I support Nick as a person, as someone who has a platform.
Stephanie also talked about the importance of the Me Too experience, explaining that it gave back her strength and voice.
That was over 2 years ago. That And YouTube, I can really say, feeling like I had a voice and feeling like I could say something and someone would listen to me, honestly saving me. And you want to discredit all of that because you had a bad date. I think that's disgusting but reckless for your audience. I think that's an incredibly reckless way to use your platform.
Stephanie said she became even more fearful of Nick after seeing how he reacts to failed collab.
Okay. She become... This will drive me insane. I will rage. So, I don't want to discredit her fears. But dude is probably in another city. She can... If he come illegally near her house, she can call the police. So why she have this kind of trauma about him being an asshole online?
In the past.
You made me feel manipulated and fearful of what you would do. You made me scared of your anger.
She shared this video.
You certainly wasted my time too.
Okay, here is why I was telling him to eat. He had food in front of him. By the way, I'm hungry because I didn't have dinner yet. And he was just like venting for the whole video.
Saying you should have got home earlier, meaning you didn't really value the time spent.
He wasn't having a good time. Wasted my time, mother.
Bye.
Stephanie said a lot more happened after their collab. She experienced cyber. Stephanie shared various clips of Nick joking about her sleeping troubles.
One of the inside joke from that story was in and out of sleep. And you don't understand, but then I told a few other YouTubers, I tagged them on Instagram, as well as my...
He is a certified asshole. Like, I think he went to university to study the asshole moves. Like, she told him a personal information and he went like, he shared it with people, but not even privately. He tagged them on Instagram. Bro!
friends, and they all know. I was like, they know the story. A major thing that they take away from that was the in and out of sleep.
I've just been in and out of sleep, and I don't know what's going on, but, you know, I got things to do. I got things to do.
Have you been in and out of sleep?
In and out of sleep.
I feel like again, I'm repeating, I don't discredit her feelings. I feel I don't know her past, and I frankly will not dig enough. I'm just like reacting on what I'm seeing now. What I feel is if they didn't know each other before, that was a little bit on her, because she probably invited him for the clout because they are probably the biggest mukbang content creators and they wanted like to leech views from each other. But if she saw some videos of him, she would like know that probably it's not someone she would collab with usually. I don't know why she didn't do her research. That's like the minimum to know who you are inviting to your house. You never know if you invite a creep or something. Other thing is that the LDR of this story is a very sensitive girl invited an asshole guy. That's it. Like, this is everything that is happening here is like high school drama. It is bad. It is really bad. But it's like a high school drama of him making a joke about her, and every other person is like quoting that sentence.
In and out of sleep right now.
We turned something that really bothered me into something that we could laugh about when we were at the club. I'm telling you, I should have put this on YouTube. But also, I mean, it's just you have to laugh about things to get over things. That's just what I believe. So it's all like 12 of us. We're all sitting together and we're like, in and out of sleep.
In and out of sleep.
They should lock him up, bro. Should not be outside.
In and out of sleep.
In and out of sleep.
And
then
again,
people around
you wanna collab, you watch the dude content, you see this, and you are like, nope, I'm not collabing with him.
us, in and out of sleep. And me and Honey started bawling with tears running down. We're like, oh my god, it was so funny.
Stephanie shared security footage to prove she was really having trouble sleeping due to stress Nick put her in. Stephanie announced she would be releasing In and Out of Sleep merch and give all proceeds to organizations.
He's the line between genius and stupid. Like, he don't behave normally, but like, I need to see more of his video to understand his persona. But I'm sorry if she wanted to collab with him, because it's not the first time he behaved like this. So I don't know how this happened, but This is a very sketchy situation.
that help stop cyber.
Bullying is becoming a censored word now.
Stephanie ended the video by explaining she's allowed to change her mind.
I just want to apologize that I had the audacity to say no to you because I felt unsafe. I'm sorry that I had the audacity to open my doors and let you into my home, and then you took advantage of that. And I'm sorry that I had the audacity to make you feel like I changed my mind. But I think it's really important.
Okay, so the whole situation happened because you told him you wanna shit talk about Veronica, and he remind you that you kind of promised him probably to shit talk about it, and he wanted that content for his channel, and you changed your mind, as you said, meaning that you did promise him that you actually told him that you wanna talk bad about Veronica, because the issue here is, I remember she never said that. She just wanna talk about the other channel, Cuckoo or Cookaboo or whatever. And you still invited him knowing he behaved like that usually. Probably for the clicks. But like what you were expecting. This could all be avoided if she did one of these two things. She don't promise him to talk about Veronica, or she can just not invite him because he act suspicious usually.
That a yes is not all-inclusive. Just because you say yes doesn't mean you're saying yes to everything for the rest of forever. That's incredibly predatory and manipulative.
And lastly, she questioned Nick's motives.
What was the purpose of all of this? To hurt Veronica? To hurt me? To get your sucked?
On December 30th, Nick responded publicly on YouTube.
1 hour 36 video, bro, you have time.
Nick said Stephanie was lying about feeling unsafe in her home. Nick had several reasons, the first one being,
She gave me a whole house tour.
Nick added that he had his phone out to FaceTime his husband, Orlin. Nick implied that Stephanie acknowledged he was FaceTiming and continued to give the house tour.
And during that FaceTime, she proceeded to show off her refrigerator, microwave counter, the stove, the lights. She showed Orlin
I think he okay. My opinion about this, of course, I must be totally wrong. I feel like Nick can totally stab you for views and to make drama, and will probably stab you to make views out of you. But I feel like, and I'm probably wrong, I feel like he will not go very far for that. Like, he will stab you quickly in an asshole move, but that's it. And I feel like she took it out of proportion for whatever reason. My first idea in mind is she make it that big, so Veronica think it's all fake. Did she promise or not to talk shit about Veronica? I don't know. I don't care. But this is just, from my point of view, funny to watch.
sofa. Here's a screenshot of Orlin watching us do the house tour. Look, I'm literally pointing toward the couch.
The next reason was Stephanie saw him taking photos in her house.
She was sitting right there as I took a photo, watching me.
Nick said Stephanie was not in the bathroom when he took the photos.
It is so ethically wrong to insinuate that I was taking photos while you were in the bathroom. That is deliberate manipulation in order to sell a story.
Nick implied Stephanie's photo story was
And the way he presents things, if I'm not a fan of either of them, I will trust him because he have proofs. And the way he presents things, that is true. That the way she built her story is like, oh, he did that and that. I was vulnerable. He was profiting from stuff. And he was taking pictures with her everywhere.
was too weak, so she used her traumatic experience to manipulate the audience.
And you knew that probably wasn't enough to emotionally sway everybody, which is why you made half of your video discussing.
And I will sound like an asshole, but her trying to cry, for me, wasn't convincing. She was pushing hard for it.
PTSD, the Me Too movement, all of which have nothing to do with our collaboration.
Nick gave another reason why he thought Stephanie was lying about her fear.
This is a multi-million-dollar home, and I think you were happy to show it off to me. That shouldn't be used as material as to why you felt by me.
Nick said the photos he took were innocent.
I even took a selfie. Look at me.
He lived in an apartment, and he said her apartment, her house was a multi-million house. In a way, when I didn't do this in a long time, but I didn't even have cameras back then. But when you go to someone rich house, you are intrigued by everything. You are taking pictures of almost everything, even the toilet. Oh, look, the toilet, how it is. Probably that was innocent pictures. But because why he would try to hurt you in your own house, like that is very fucked up. If he wants to hurt you, the easiest way is he invites you at his house where he controls everything, and he can like not let you call help or anything. But him assaulting you in your own house, where in the court it can fuck him up, that is a big mistake. Like, he will not do that.
And I said it to my husband. This is innocent stuff.
Nick clarified that he was
And he will not assault you. He's like gay and have a husband.
interested in Stephanie's security system because he wanted one as well. To prove this, he shared an audio clip he sent to his husband, Orlin.
A lot of these YouTubers, they have security systems that talk to them. It's an intercom sound speaker like throughout every room in the house. And the lady will go, someone's at the front door. Or someone opened the second story window. And she talks to you.
Well, everything he say, he have proof of it. So if I had to choose a side, I will choose the weirdo side. Even if he's weird, like, he have proof of everything he say.
Stuff. I really want that. That's really nice.
Nick said Stephanie was lying about not wanting to talk about Veronica for several reasons. Reason 1, Stephanie allegedly said they were
Unless the third guy leaks something that will fuck up this whole story, this is going good for Nico.
going to discuss Veronica in a mukbang collab.
She told me in my apartment, she told me in the car, she told me at her house that we were going to discuss Veronica on my channel.
Reason 2, Stephanie...
And you need to understand something. For them, like, they have a lot of views, so they need to like always have some fresh news. She talk about someone that is booming, so they have like interest. So if she contacted him and told him, because I never knew she was in mukbang. I don't watch mukbang videos, and I know Nikocado is there, so maybe he's like more known than her. So imagine if she baited him. She was like, okay, I will give you tea about Veronica if we do the collab. We can do it on your channel, so I don't like sound like an asshole. We make it like you ask me and stuff. And then she changed her mind for whatever reason. He have the right to be angry because she catfished him. Like, she told him, if we do the collab on your video, we can talk about this topic. And she changed her mind. That's a go fuck you. Like, no. I came here for this collab to shit talk about that person. I'm not talking about me. I'm talking about him. And if she changed her mind, like, that's a big oopsie, but you promised that.
Wanted to do a docu-series Shane Dawson style with Veronica about the mukbang drama. Because of this, Nick made the assumption that Stephanie has unresolved feelings with Veronica.
This lady has so much upset feelings against Veronica Wang. And let me tell you, it's a lot more than just pink hair dye. You think people make documentaries over hair dye?
Reason 3. Nick said Stephanie has willingly talked about Veronica in the past.
Can I tell you, when I first met Stephanie Soo out for dinner, it was Stephanie Soo going on and on about all of this stuff between her and Veronica. I didn't even ask her.
Also on the topic of Veronica Wang, Nick said if Stephanie was uncomfortable, she could have asked him to change the subject.
Yeah, this is what I said in the beginning. Like, it wasn't a live. You can't be like, oh my god, I have, like, people are already watching us. No, it's a video. You can stop it. Okay, you can be like, no, please change the subject. Okay, we have a take in 3, 2, 1, go. And you cut it in the editing.
Regular audience, they know that I go like this. You go like this, I'll take it out. I told her the minute she was in my kitchen.
Nick claimed Stephanie is calculating and wanted to do the documentary for views. To back up this claim, Nick shared private messages from Zach. When Stephanie realized it would take months to film anything meaningful, I think she's trying to capitalize on it. That's why I told her that I'm not even involved. I wonder who her actual friends are, lol. Zach was never involved in the Veronica Wang drama. So, Nick and Zach thought Stephanie was using him for views.
A documentary.
Well, she was. Like, let's not hide the truth.
stick Zach in there too for clicks. Capitalizing on something and opportunistic.
Nick brought up an old collab to make his point. A mukbang YouTuber named Kimi was in town, so Stephanie suggested a group collab with Kimi, Nick, Hyuni, and herself. Nick claims Stephanie was using other mukbang YouTubers to get views.
Doesn't take the time.
Yeah, this was my first idea about the situation.
To get to know Kimmy or me or Honey. Honey Eats doesn't like her. Kimmy doesn't like her. I didn't really like her. I didn't even know her. You know, ignores us, stands us up, only reaches out to us if she wants something out of us.
Nick also pointed out it was strange that Stephanie turned down his collabs multiple times, but when Zach was involved, she agreed. Nick suggested she was collaborating for views.
I get double her views, that she could be on Zach's channel in our collab, because she knows when me and Zach last collaborate, it got 1 million something views. She wanted to be part of that so that people could go to her page too. It's just...
Yeah, this is the idea of three people on 3 videos, is that people that like Nick will watch the first video on his channel, the second video on Zach's channel, and the third video about, what's her name? Stephanie's channel. So if usually he have 1 million views and Zach 1 million views, well, she will have that extra 2 million views, which is smart. But the way she handled it is poorly made.
Rude.
Even though Nick accused Stephanie of capitalizing, later he backtracked
Wait, she is the cinder of the mukbang community.
and said YouTube is a business.
YouTube is a business. You don't have to be best friends and cuddly with people to eat together, to film together. It is a business. We share our subscribers. It brings something new to the channel. It's not that big of a deal.
Then Nick implied collabs don't always have to rely on friendships.
You're able to do things for...
Yeah, but you write it down. Like if you invite someone weird, you write a little contract. We will do this and that. You don't have the right to talk about this and that. And even without contract, as I said, as soon as he starts acting up, you say, no, we will not continue the video until you change your attitude.
Business reasons and friendship reasons.
Nick questioned Stephanie's fear of him, how she's afraid of saying no to him.
She said no to me lots of different times. She said no to me over dinner and said she doesn't want any drama on her channel. And I had also asked a year before that, saying, hey, I'll come to Los Angeles, let's collab. She said no.
However, the situations Nick mentioned were prior to the mukbang collab, meaning she wasn't scared of Nick before. Nick also addressed Stephanie's claim that she was fearful during their second collab. Stephanie said she wiped Nick's mouth to get him to change the topic. Nick felt it was playful.
To me, that's pretty damn playful. I mean, you're so scared of me that your first instinct is to touch me?
Nick brought up another situation where
Sorry.
Stephanie didn't seem fearful of him. During the third collab, Nick was supposed to do a collab with Zach Choi. According to Nick, Stephanie invited herself into their collab.
Stephanie Soo invites herself into my collab with Zach. That was not for her. It wasn't for her to be there.
According to Nick, Stephanie and Zach were picking up food. Then, Stephanie FaceTimed Nick while hanging out with Zach to invite herself into their collab. Nick sent a message to a friend, Carly Steele, complaining about Stephanie's behavior.
Stephanie Soo just like invited herself into it, but just very like self-serving.
Nick decided to share Carly's private audio messages about Stephanie.
That's so
Okay, until now everything is against Stephanie. What the fuck? I'm going as insane as Alten is watching these videos while waiting for my matches.
rude. It seems like, yeah, like she's just really selfish. I think she knew what she was doing. She seems very manipulative.
Nick also shared another situation where Stephanie didn't seem fearful of him. He said Stephanie taunted him in her exposed video.
If you look at the tags under her accusation video. It says, hi Nick, I know you're seeing this. Who taunts with their who taunts with...
Nick implied that Stephanie was being calculating, keeping tabs on him.
She's been watching my stories too. Why are you keeping tabs on what I do next? She liked my Instagram photo saying I was exposing someone, and she knows it was about herself because Zach told her. And by the way, that's the first and only Instagram post of mine that Stephanie Soo has ever liked.
Nick claims Stephanie manipulated her audience through subliminal messages. According to dictionary.com, a subliminal message is a technique used in marketing and other media to influence people without their being aware of what the messenger is doing. This may involve the use of split-second flashes of text, hidden images, or subtle cues that affect the audience at a level below conscious awareness. Nick said Stephanie was sending a subliminal message in the thumbnail of her first video back after the drama.
Okay,
her
let's see.
first video back was in an In-N-Out burger. Something Stephanie did tell me when I first met her. And she rarely uses their logos because it's subliminal marketing, and that comes at a high price.
Nick implied that Stephanie chose In-N-Out Burger because it would remind people of the In-N-Out drama with Nick. Nick also addressed Stephanie's manipulative opening, where she pieced together short clips. Nick pointed out that these clips were used out of—
Also, the clips are weird. Like, when you have a meltdown, you have it on your room, okay? You don't have it on the couch. That is, it happened that the couch is under the camera, so you can have, like, footage to be like, oh, I was sad. Woo!
Context to portray Nick in a certain way.
They see a clip of me taken out of context of me saying to her, "Can you trust me now?"
I do.
Yeah, you do.
Yeah, I do.
Good. There's another clip of me making comments about the Me Too movement out of context. Well, Me Too movement. And then there's another clip of you saying to the camera, "Me too."
Hashtag me too.
And then there's another clip, a surveillance footage clip, unidentified man over top of you, touching you as you scream and cry out. Whoa, gee.
Wait, that was in Christmas or something, right? Like, there was a Christmas tree.
Was that by accident? Or was that to get an audience hooked to find out what I did to her regarding the Me Too movement? The way I'm portrayed in this video is calculating, sneaky, manipulative, coming to get you.
Nick said Stephanie should not have brought up her incident.
I'm sorry, but there was no reason to bring up into a discussion about ghosting me.
Yeah, like, this is what I said. Like, I didn't plan this. Like, I said a lot of shit in the beginning of the video, and it happened that he confirmed everything. You don't bring the SA for, like, this kind of stuff. If he was touching you, grabbing you or something, then yes, it can remind you, but him forcing you to talk about Veronica, you felt that you were, like, touched irrespectfully?
For a business meeting.
Nick pointed out that Stephanie linked multiple links in her video description that may have sent the wrong message to viewers.
You scroll down to the description box and you read, "Here are some links to help you understand what he did to me." One link is about emotional manipulation, and the other link is to a storytime video that I made about the Me Too movement.
Nick said the description wasn't clear and could lead people to think that Nick her. Nick clarified,
"The Me Too movement is not what I did to you, Stephanie Soo."
Nick also denied manipulating Stephanie.
"Emotional manipulation is not what I did to you."
Even though Stephanie never claimed Nick was a many viewers left her video feeling like he was. Nick addressed these concerns.
Well, she gave me this feeling, like, why you talk about something that didn't happen just to make me feel that you felt like you're gonna be SA'd by him.
I am not a... I didn't... Stephanie Soo. I did not or intimately intimidate Stephanie Soo. Half of the video was about a crime that I didn't even commit.
Nick said Stephanie's out-of-context edits have people making serious accusations about him. Nick brought up the security clip as an example.
There's people who don't even know me who are saying that that was me on top of her.
Nick said people are responding with more accusations.
And what are people saying about me right now? That Stephanie Soo, that I have tendencies. There are people who are commenting.
The only thing he can be a predator of is chicken nuggets. Come on.
All over my videos with I followed, I stalked, taking photos of someone's home so I them. And there's people who are saying I belong in jail. There's people saying that the police need to be contacted.
Nick implied things could have been solved with communication.
Because you couldn't have a conversation? Because you didn't want to talk about some girl that you told me you wanted to? It's defaming who I am as a person.
Nick pointed out that Stephanie's video could permanently damage his reputation.
It's one thing to say, oh, someone's stupid. It's another thing when you pull in the Me Too movement, when you pull in trauma, when you start listing off definitions for master manipulators and
that is nasty
tendencies, as she said, and this is going to follow me for life. For life. For life. I can't make all 6 million people who watched her video come watch mine. I'm going to lose money. I'm going to lose business. I'm going to lose support. I'm going to lose trust.
This is true. This is a very good point of him.
Doesn't question Stephanie's experience.
I can't imagine what it's like, but I am sorry that that happened to her. I'm not trying to blame the victim. I am not questioning what happened to her.
However, Nick said her experience is not related to him.
I am so sorry that whatever happened to you happened to you. I don't know, but that's not my fault.
Nick said it's unfair to expect him to understand what Stephanie really meant by her text messages.
If you hear a message like that after getting stood up for an entire day, does the first thing come to your mind say, oh, she was in and out of sleep because she's having PTSD about it? And a trauma? I had no idea of knowing that. I'm now gonna have to live with people calling me a for God knows how long.
Nick pointed out that Stephanie also made an unfair connection regarding her breakdown and fear of Nick.
Coming from someone who sat on camera and said that what I did to her was quote unquote the worst experience she's ever had. That was worse than the actual person who
Bro. Yeah, I'm asshole for saying that, but you aren't wrong.
By the way she phrased it.
Although Nick did not bring it up, there is a mukbang video where Stephanie talks about how horrible she felt after being in 2016.
When I was going through I was so scared because I thought that this
asshole chick, I feel like she's faking her voice.
this monster was going to kill me, but then
No, okay. Rectification. I'm sure she faked her voice.
afterwards, after the experience, it got worse because I was scared of myself, you know? I thought that I was going to kill myself, and that's a very scary thing, to be scared of yourself. To be scared of what you might do to yourself is a very, very scary thing.
Stephanie brought up Nikocado's New York trip video, where he complains about not being able to hook up with a guy he met up with. At the end of Stephanie's exposed video, she said,
What was the purpose of all of this? To get your sucked?
This angered Nick.
I'm sorry. That has nothing to do with you.
Stephanie also shared clips of Nick dismissing the Me Too movement because of the failed hookup.
I'm not going to just grab it because you will come back and it's going to be the little Me Too movement.
Nick said this clip was taken out of context.
She chopped and chipped out of context was actually me saying the opposite of what she was trying to portray me as saying.
Yeah, she is the villain for me.
I was saying in context that I didn't make a move because I'm not a mind reader, and he didn't make a move. And it was a video to show how often this happens in modern day dating, where you don't know who makes the first move, but now you have to be extra careful. That doesn't make me that makes me mindful. Was it a bad joke? Sure, it was a bad joke.
Nick claimed Stephanie was using the clip for malicious reasons.
She was so deliberate to take it out of context because it was a good nugget. It was a good soundbite.
This is some kind of next level drama. Imagine if this is all true. She's a fucking bitch.
To persuade the audience.
Nick said Stephanie used a clip of him whispering out of context.
She chops out the context and she uses it to say I was pressuring her or making her feel uncomfortable, like I wanted to bring up Veronica again.
Nick explained he was not interrogating Stephanie, he was just trying to wrap up the video.
I obviously was giving her a chance to say goodbye.
Nick explained he was whispering because it was an ASMR video. He accused Stephanie of using this clip to manipulate her audience.
She was trying to emotionally sway her viewers into saying I had tendencies, and of course it looks creepy because we're whispering. What'd you like to say? Out of context, it looks even creepier.
Nick also pointed out that he stopped talking about Veronica after the second collab.
The Veronica video happened 5 hours previously. That was the noodle video at my apartment. 5 hours had gone by. Veronica was over and done with. We didn't even mention her.
And if you go on Nicocado's third channel...
Okay, and when will we talk about Zach? You don't have any take on this?
You'll find bloopers from their third collab. You can see Stephanie is smiling and laughing. It's unclear whether she's covering up her fear or not. Nick said Stephanie made him look creepy in their third collab. According to Nick, Stephanie suggested glaring at each other as she eats the last chicken leg. However, Stephanie didn't glare back at Nick. Nick said people are now taking the video out of context.
Oh, that's a nice move. She was like, let's see each other while I eat. And he was like peeking to see if she will look at him for the arrangement they made. And she didn't look back. And he was like just like like a weirdo looking at her.
People are taking that clip now and saying, Here's proof of Nick looking at Stephanie all creepily.
Nick explained he wasn't being creepy, it was simply a comedic skit. He said he did this skit with Trisha Paytas before.
Literally following what me and Trisha had done, where we sat there with our noodles and we looked at each other and we glared. We're literally trying to be funny. We're trying to get a reaction out of the viewers.
Throughout the video, Nick revealed his true feelings about Stephanie. He revealed he disliked Stephanie when she suggested a group collab.
I didn't really like her. I didn't even know.
In the VTubing community, she's a leecher. She's the kind of person that will come from nowhere and invite to people that have good viewership. So she can have like more viewers. And when she will have more viewers, she will give the other... She's a Cinder. Okay. End of story. She's the flesh version of Cinder.
Nick also spoke about his first impression of Stephanie.
I'm telling you, my first impression of Stephanie was very self-serving.
Nick said he didn't trust the reasons why Stephanie canceled on him, so he pressured her to get a sincere answer.
Okay, well, let's reschedule. I said that because I knew she wouldn't want to reschedule, so I was literally playing with her. I'm like, I know she's not going to say she's going to reschedule. This is her way of getting out of it without giving like a sincere answer.
Nick addressed the assumption Stephanie made about him illegally recording her talking.
I didn't record her, ever. I have never recorded anyone, ever, without their consent. I took a photo with her consent, but that's it. My audio clips were referring to my messages with Carly Steele and Orlin.
Nick said it's odd that Stephanie turned a traumatic experience into merch.
All of a sudden, the exact phrase, in and out of sleep, that phrase was so difficult to see and hear and imagine other people saying. Well, now she's suddenly okay with it because it's making her money. Why not just ask people to donate directly?
Nick accused Stephanie of trying to
That
get
is true.
traffic on her merch site.
She knows that she's getting tens of thousands of people going to her merchandise page, that this influx of traffic, that she put a sale on every single one of her items. She's never had a sale there before, as far as I know. But why now? She knows everyone's going to her page.
Nick implied it was strange how quickly Stephanie pushed out in-and-out merch.
70 hours later, she had a merch line.
If something pisses you off that much and is creating trauma to you because all your I was about to say VTuber friends, content creator friends are having fun with that sentence, and you just gonna be like, hey, I will sell it, I'm a strong woman. No, you don't work like that.
A company, an artist, she produced it.
Nick also pointed out that Stephanie was promoting her merch in the exposed video.
She wore her merchandise shirt in her accusation video. Who the heck promotes their t-shirts in a video like that? And she linked it.
Bro, stop cooking her. It's just already like roasted.
Nick said Stephanie made fun of his speech and distorted his image.
She also essentially poked
Yeah, that's fish as fuck. She's the Cinder.
fun at me too. And this is coming from someone who's claiming to like not want to take part in. It's like, why would you even edit that in there? That has nothing to do with anything.
Nick pointed out that Stephanie didn't ask her viewers to stop the cycle.
Neither one of her videos did she sit there and say, hey guys, make sure you don't either. You know, don't perpetuate a cycle.
Nick said his friends were getting targeted as well, specifically Hyuni. Nick addressed the in-and-out jokes he made with friends. He told Hyuni and other friends about how he got stood up by Stephanie. He showed them Stephanie's response and they thought it was an excuse.
We thought that was a backhanded response and we laughed it off. We made a joke, in and out of sleep. To me, it's like, oh, you're being lazy,
yes,
or you're oversleeping, or it's just an excuse.
Even if it was an asshole move, okay? You can't cancel or condemn everything. Like, let's say I like my English is not good, and I say a word in a weird way, and you and your friends use that word to make fun of me, kinda, or just have you like how it sounds and you use it between you guys. I will not try to kill you or something. Like, it is an asshole move, but that's life. Like, is she living only in her apartment? Like, she never had to fight with someone on the street or something? They say, like, worst shit.
Said he didn't know the context behind her having trouble sleeping.
In and out of sleep is not a mean thing to say. I did not know that she was having PTSD. I did not know that she was traumatized. I did not know that she was seeing me as a Like, no communication about that whatsoever.
Nick said he was simply upset about being stood up by a possible excuse. He said joking about the matter made him feel better.
When I made the in and out of sleep joke, that was...
Yes, I give another type of context. Let's say, imagine you have a collab with someone, like it's a 4 people collab or something. You want to join, and for that collab, you need to be 4, like you can't be 3 or something. And one of the guys find an excuse, like, sorry, I have diarrhea or something. And you are angry. You are angry because you invested a lot probably for that collab, and it will cancel because someone have diarrhea. So it will be a kind of inside joke. Next time you make a collab, I will be like, hey, don't have a diarrhea this time. Oh, he canceled. Oh, he have diarrhea. Like an inside joke to cope because you canceled the collab.
My way of feeling better.
Nick brought up the in and out post he made on Instagram.
And I also tagged people who were my friends who did not know. The people who did not know: B Loves Life, Chelsea Lynn, Trisha Paytas, and Eric the Electric.
Nick apologized to these people.
I owe a big apology publicly to the people I tagged who had no idea what that was about. I honestly did it because I wanted to feel better.
Nick said he shouldn't have made the jokes public.
It was stupid. I could have just done that privately with me, Honey, and Tian, and Honey's friend, just sitting there drinking and saying in and out of sleep. So I am sorry for that.
It was petty, but it is right, kinda.
Nick said mukbangs are difficult to organize because you have to skip eating for hours or days to feel hungry for a mukbang.
Oh, we are discovering secrets. We are discovering their secrets. They don't eat before the mukbang.
Nick said because Stephanie stood him up, he missed a meal and went 18 hours without eating. He explained this made his mood worse.
So I was just waiting, and that's why I was extra hangry.
He was like, his mouth was drooling. He felt his stomach in pain, and he was like, holy shit, today I will eat like a king. And she was like, no, me sad.
On an appointment that depended you to be hungry for. Like, it just, I feel like most people would have been really pissed.
Alten mukbang when? I feel like no one will watch that. I would be alone eating and having fun alone.
Nick said getting ignored hurts him due to deep-rooted issues.
I hate the feeling of rejection. I hate the feeling of being ignored, and it stems from my attachment disorder. When I was adopted, I developed attachment disorder. When you're born, you bond with your mother. I was left in a hospital for over a year, and I was passed from caretaker to caretaker.
That is very sad. I didn't know this about him.
And I never got an emotional bond.
Nick said when Stephanie stood him up, he needed to know why because of his attachment disorder.
I was like, no, I need to know why. What did I do? I need to be liked. I need to be accepted. So that is where some of that played into as well. I don't like being ghosted, and I take it a lot harder than other people.
Nick explained his reasoning for sharing this information.
I'm not saying this for a pity party. Trust me. Probably will never mention it again. But I feel like I do need to explain myself.
Nick said he would work on his attachment issues.
That's something I need to learn how to control better, and I honestly feel like I need medicine for that. I used to be on lots of different medicine.
Nick said he feels justified in how he reacted to Stephanie ignoring him. However, Nick backtracks from his attachment disorder statement and says any normal person would have reacted the way he did.
I feel 100% justified in that reaction. I think most people would have reacted that way if they were left hanging for 7 hours.
Yes, like even if she was feeling bad or anything, she could like answer professionally and in the early morning, not a few hours before the collab time.
Nick apologized for the Veronica situation.
I'm sorry for the way I reacted when she said, oh no, I must have been a little uncomfortable, or I didn't want to talk about Veronica.
Nick apologized for reminding Stephanie of a traumatic experience.
I'm very, very, very sorry for making her feel like getting flashbacks to when someone convinced her not to say no. I'm sorry, I had no idea. I had no way of knowing. She didn't tell me.
Nick apologized again to his friends he got involved with the in and out joke.
I am so sorry to my friends that I tagged in the in and out of sleep joke. I'm sorry. I literally wasn't thinking. I wasn't thinking.
Nick apologized for messaging Stephanie so much when she was uncomfortable.
I shouldn't have.
Well, from his point of view, she just ditched the collab and he was angry because that's a collab you have to be hungry for. And he just needed to know why, because you don't just like cancel a collab because.
I've messaged and called that many times, but I wanted to feel a little bit better.
Nick asked the public to stop calling him things he's not.
Please stop, 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 for the love of God, stop calling me a... Stop calling me manipulative. Stop calling me a...
Nick ended the video saying Stephanie purposely portrayed him in a negative light.
You can't say she had no idea that would be taken out that way. You just look at how it was edited. Look at the beginning. Look at everything. The whole the description, everything. It was so deliberate. And that's my truth. That's my side of things. So I'll see you when I'm ready to talk again. Bye-bye.
Oh, Zach,
on December
finally.
31st, Zach Choi responded to the drama on Twitter. Zach addressed Stephanie's docuseries, the private DMs, and his opinion on Nick's behavior. My explanation for the text. To be honest, I was taken aback when I was invited to be part of the docuseries. At that point in time, my friendship with Stephanie had not matured, and her request did hurt me a little because, at the time, I thought she wanted to use us for business reasons. Out of my own frustration, as well as simply validating a friend's, Nick's, feelings, I said, I wonder who her actual friends are. This wasn't meant to imply that she has no friends for the sake of being cruel, but questioning my newly maturing friendship with her. At the end of the day, my words were hurtful and do not represent how I feel today. I have apologized to and supported Stephanie privately, but because my words were taken without my permission to publicly hurt and humiliate someone, I felt that I had to make a statement. Permission. A lot of people have been reaching out to see if I gave Nick permission to use screenshots of our private conversation in his video. Absolutely not. My take on what happened. Nick...
Yeah, but he have to defend himself. He can't like just take the slap and be like, oh, wait, I need to know. We have proof. You need to use the proof.
Liked Stephanie from the beginning. This was obvious and stated in his response.
Wait. Nick never liked... Okay.
In my opinion, Nick had already decided on 2 ways the collab would work. With that in mind, none of Stephanie's responses were going to satisfy Nick because I don't think she wanted to spill the tea in this setting. As soon as the camera cut on our 3-way collab, I immediately asked Nick why he was trying to expose Stephanie and that the T channels would certainly be uploading titles like Nikocado making Stephanie Soo uncomfortable for 5 minutes straight. So the cancellation came as no surprise to me. By the time Nick asked Stephanie for a reschedule in the group chat, 4:57 p.m. PST, he had already texted me privately that he was going to expose her at 4:30.
I had plans. You sneaky.
p.m. PST. This leads me to believe even further that his main priority was simply to expose her all along. A video with all our texts from the day the collabs were cancelled have been posted. As you will see, Nick becomes increasingly aggressive as I didn't want to join him on condemning Stephanie in private. These texts demonstrate how difficult it is to voice an opposing opinion to his. Whenever I would disagree with him, I'd always have a looming fear he would get mad and use it against me. In my opinion, these are the only relevant private text messages which should be shared, as they are actually about the event in question and not from 3 months ago. Zach posted his text messages with Nick on his Instagram story. In the text messages, you can see Zach constantly asked to be kept out of the drama. OMG, keep me out of it, please. If you make a video, don't involve me in it, LOL. But I'm not in the middle of it. Nick insisted Zach was a part of the drama because of Stephanie. If you don't want to be in the middle of it, you should communicate that to her. Literally, all I've ever heard from her today was through you directly.
The industry side drama, the one that have the more proof is technically Nick.
So she seems very happy bringing you along. I get you don't want to be in the middle, but she's putting you there, LOL. Plus, you're texting her too, so I don't know. If she reschedules, I'd believe her, but she hasn't been very honest, and it's just so rude. Zach continued to ask Nick to keep him out of the drama, and Nick continued to complain about Stephanie. At the end of their messages, Zach asked Nick to keep him out of the drama again. This is also between you and her. I still consider both of you to be friends, and I don't want to be in the middle of it, especially since the Veronica drama has nothing to do with me. Again, please wait until the end of the series before forming your opinion on the situation. In the next part of the series, Stephanie Soo defends herself, Veronica Wang speaks up, and much more.
Okay. So, this is lot of parts. I don't know how this will evolve. We'll probably watch the rest later. At this point of time, with informations I have, I'm from Nick's side. We will see if that change or not. This whole drama could be avoided if they talked better or didn't act like child. But yeah, well, that was it for today. Thank you everyone for watching. See you all next time. Bye bye.